Hello again. You're watching the Midday View on eNCA. Now, more than 17 Eastern Cape villages have been without water since 2010. That's despite 300 million rand being allocated to supply water there. People still share water with cattle. The irony, the only village with clean drinking water is not part of this project. Well, eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is in Matatiele in the Eastern Cape and is joining us now again here on the Midday View. Good afternoon, Dasen. You've been pretty busy on the ground there in Matatiele for the last few days. Yesterday we were talking about the invisible councillors. Today you've shifted focus to what is seemingly to be a long-term problem that does not get resolved in that part of South Africa: water, the supply of clean and safe water.
Such a basic thing that we're talking about here, Bradan. I mean, believe it, in 2021 we're still talking about people that are fighting for this very basic right. Now I want to break down what you said in your intro into twos. There are two water schemes that would cover those villages you're talking about. The Fobane water scheme should cover about 7 villages around where I'm standing now, and that has been going on for about a decade now in attempts to get water to this village. But as it stands, you either have taps that don't have water coming out of them, or you have pipes like this one, which are actually rusted now, that don't even have a tap head connected to them. We've been here for most of the day talking to residents, and they are tired and they are frustrated. We spoke to them at a spring, a natural spring, where they were collecting water, but that water is also dirty. It's got litter in it, and there are cattle that are drinking from there. They're just frustrated, and they also say that they don't have any answers. And I'll tell you what the ward councillor here is saying in a second, but I want to bring into the conversation a councillor on the opposition benches in Matatiele, so Wonga Potwana. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
You are familiar with this project since 2010. I want to know the figures that you are aware of. How much has been spent here?
Thank you, Deshan. What has been spent here, initially this project started in 2010 at a budget of about 86 million. As I'm talking to you now, as you can see the taps and then there's no water, it has ballooned to more than 300 million. There's no movement, there's nothing. So I don't understand when the ward councillor will say there's water here, there's water there. The whole ward doesn't have water. As I won't mention people that did manage to talk to. You have talked to the chief at certain area, you have talked to someone who knows his village, you have talked to other people. There is no water. I can even give you the people who stays in my area who are in Joburg. They will tell you that there's no water here.
So what is the problem? You are on the opposition benches. You should be asking these questions.
I am asking questions as a councillor, also a district rep. The only thing that you get, because many people are making a mistake of voting the ANC in. Once those councillors are 10 or 15, then we are 3. Whatever they want, they will just vote for it, even if it doesn't talk to the people, even if it doesn't work. But the only thing they use, they will only tell you in a closer word, we are in power, so you will follow us. But the finances that are being misused here are something that is unexplainable completely.
We were speaking to the councillor in the area, and he says that the work is continuing and that they should have water in these taps soon. Why do you think that that's not true?
Desan, in 2010, 10 of February, that's when this project started. He also said to you, he is the third councillor here. He started making the moves 2 months ago because towards election he has been re-elected as a candidate for the ANC. So now what he is telling you, he's telling you what you want to hear, not what you can see as per this tap here, not what you hear from the residents of this particular area. Even what portion of Ward 18, there's no water. You go also to Ward 7, there's also a system that is broken down under the ANC leadership on that particular district.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Potwana. And as I said to you earlier, Braden, I did speak to the area councillor here. I just want to repeat what he said, just for the purposes of balance. He tells me that 5 of the 7 villages here have water intermittently. But as I said, just from our work on the ground today, that's not what residents are telling us, at least those that we've spoken to.
Yeah, and this problem has been going on for quite some time. From what you've picked up, Dasen, I mean, there must be some sort of campaigning that's going on there. You've seen some posters, as you said to me yesterday here on the Midday View. What are the new promises that are being made, for example, by the governing party that's currently the incumbent there, or others who want to get into the local municipalities' chambers?
Well, this is the very basic bargaining chip that is being used here. It's the promise of water, and that's what many of those that are coming or wanting to come into power or wanting to hold on to their power want to promise, a continuation of these efforts to get water. But the question that always needs to be asked is, why did we get here and why did it take so long? And that's the situation that residents here are dealing with. I started this conversation by saying that they are frustrated and there's a lot of apathy here because they feel that they've been watching this process unfold, but at the end of the day, they don't want the technical information. They just want to know, why is there no tap here and why is there no water coming out of it?
Thank you very much, the Dasen Thathiah on the ground in a part of Matatiele. He's been going up and about and getting a sense from some of the residents what is happening.